What's up, weirdo? Shade Tree Surgeon here, and once again we are talking about Harley Davidson. Now, I wasn't really planning on making this video because after my road glide vid, I really wanted to leave Harley Davidson alone for a while because A, I don't like to beat a dead horse, and B, I actually really like a lot of Harley Davidson's products. I think they've made a lot of amazing motorcycles. But holy crap, I just can't help myself. Right now, Harley Davidson is they're like a deer with a broken leg. They're like a pretty girl in a short skirt walking through the wrong part of town. They're like the last Twinkie in a fat kid's cupboard. They are just asking for it. And of course, I'm talking about the absolute cringe fest abomination of out-of-touch marketing that was the 2018 Harley Davidson lineup reveal. So on paper, Harley Davidson's reveal plan actually sounds pretty neat. You take 10 motorcycles in 10 mystery black boxes and you send them out to 9 people to have them all revealed live. Hey, I actually dig it. It kind of reminds me of the 50s and 60s when car designers were really running wild and releasing a new model was a big deal, and they'd keep it all hush-hush and then just dramatically pull a cover off this crazy new car at the World's Fair or something. I think it's cool. I dig it. It definitely builds hype too, but you gotta remember, hype is a double-edged sword. Think about hype like this. If you walk around telling every girl you meet that you're packing some serious firepower below the belt, I mean, we're talking a baby's arm holding an apple here. Something girthy enough to even make the Waldecorn himself do a double take. If you make all these girls think that, and then when it comes time to show them the goods, when it comes time to whip it out, and you show up with even a regular size baloney pony, something all the ladies would normally call a good size, well, hell man, they're gonna go home and tell all their friends that you showed up with a knife to a gunfight, that you've got a millimeter Peter and they don't mess around with no short dick man. That's how hype works. So let's take a look at how Harley Davidson went from telling everybody they had 9 inches of Alabama black snake to everybody thinking they had nothing but a sweet little baby gherkin down there. First, let's start off with how they revealed them. A great idea that Harley just managed to make crash and burn. Like I said before, they sent 10 mystery black boxes with motorcycles in them to 9 different people. The concept being that these people would all then reveal the new Harley that was in the box they received in a succession of planned Facebook live streams. I actually think this is a really awesome concept, but it begins to totally fall apart when you look at the people that they chose to receive these bikes. Now keep in mind, these people get to keep the motorcycle they unveiled. Every single one of them gets a free brand new Harley. Pretty sweet deal, right? So who'd they pick to get some free motorcycles? Maybe some independent custom builders? Maybe even some loyal longtime members of the Harley Owners Group? Nah, Harley said screw all those people. Screw all those people who helped make our brand into what it is. And instead, let's give a bunch of free motorcycles to millionaire celebrities instead. Rounding out the list of supposed motorcycle scene superstars, we have Brantley Gilbert, one of those pop country homos that Hank III warned us about. Reggie Yates, who I'm pretty sure has the least amount of business being here. He's basically an English version of Ryan Seacrest. We got Jeffrey Dean Morgan from The Walking Dead and Sam Momoa from Game of Thrones because why not? Kurt Sutter, the guy who created Sons of Anarchy, because, you know, when I think genuine leaders of the motorcycle community, my mind it immediately goes to Sons of Anarchy. And Ludacris. We've got Ludacris, the rapper, of all people, is getting one of these bikes. Actually, I can't hate on that. I freaking love Ludacris, man. You can't be from the South and not love Ludacris. I think he should have presented the whole thing. And yes, I know, they gave one to Rusty Butcher, and they even picked 2 normal people as well. One of them being Lady Lassen, a female technician at a Harley dealership, and the other one being Jessica Haggett, the founder of the Litas. Although Jessica Haggett just barely makes my qualifications for normal people. If you're not familiar with her, she's got one of those scenester biker chick Instagram pages that just feels like one big infomercial. It's always selling you something, whether that be actual products or just philosophies and ideas. Behind every post, there is something for sale. I'm sure she's a great person in real life, but her online persona is basically just Billy Mays with tits and a motorcycle.
But I'm not done yet.
So we've just got this just confusing hodgepodge of C-list celebrities with Rusty Butcher and a couple of Insta-famous moto ladies tacked on as an afterthought. I mean, at this point, it feels almost like diversity pandering. Honestly, Harley Davidson including non-millionaires into this group sort of feels like the Burger King Kids Club including a kid in a wheelchair into their lineup. Harley probably said, we better get at least a couple non-millionaires in on this or else the natives will get restless. Yeah, thanks for throwing the working class a couple of scraps, Harley. So charitable of you. But hey, paying off celebrities to pimp out your product certainly isn't anything new. You just think that maybe they'd pick a couple people who were even a little bit excited about getting a free motorcycle. It's just so painfully obvious that none of these people could give one wet fart about the fact that they're getting a completely free motorcycle.
Hey guys, it's Jeffrey D. Morgan and I just came out of my house. I really want to get this box up and out of here. Cooper? It's my buddy Cooper, everybody.
So I am pretty sure that Jeffrey Dean Morgan is drunk.
Hey guys, it's Jeffrey D. Morgan. Oh my God. Is this really for me?
Isn't this guy supposed to be an actor and that's the best reaction he can pull out? I mean, the level of excitement he's showing here is about the same level I usually reserve for finding a dollar bill in the pocket of some freshly washed jeans. Not what I would display at getting a free bike.
2018 Heritage Class. I have read about this motorcycle and this is the first time I have seen it.
Of course, I really can't blame him for a lack of shock and awe. You guys remember what I said about the dangers of hype, right? All this build up, the live stream, the big black mystery box, and pull off the cover and boom, what do you have? A Heritage Classic. Certainly a fine motorcycle, but when you've got a big black mystery box and all this hype and then you pull out a Heritage Classic, you're just asking for disappointment.
There's handles on the bottom, apparently it's easier if you go underneath. Oh man.
You know, I'm still not sure exactly who Reggie Yates is, but I do know that it's pretty lame when you gotta pull out the info card to figure out exactly what motorcycle you just got for free.
What size of the rear tire on that? So it's a breakout.
A real true blue Harley Davidson enthusiast that guy is, isn't he?
That is sweet.
This right here. This is what absolute apathy looks like. Kurt Sutter is basically an anthropomorphic shrug in this video.
Really beautiful. What do you think, man? Really great, guys. Congratulations, man.
You know, you can really tell when somebody's a dedicated Harley enthusiast when they can't even bother to change out of their pajamas or put down their purse dog when it comes time to receive their free motorcycle. And freaking Ludacris.
Back, yes!
Actually, I don't have a single bad word to say about him. They should have gotten Ludacris to present the whole thing. It would have been way better. Hotlanta chicken and beer Harley Davidson reveal. I'd have gone to that. The worst offender by far, though, is Jason Momoa from Game of Thrones.
Got something for you, bro. You're the most deserving guy in the world, and I love you, man.
Is this really mine?
Yeah,
Really mine?
it is.
I can do whatever I want to it? I love red. I don't like shiny things, but I don't have too many new things. It better be all black.
A little custom design here. Yeah.
You've got to be kidding me. This rich, entitled prick takes a brand new motorcycle that was given to him, and instead of trying to show just even the meanest shred of humility or appreciation, he just goes, too shiny, and he starts spray painting his brand new free $20,000 Harley Davidson.
I guess so now.
Shows you just how little this entitled Hollywood prick cares about this. How many of you guys watching this right now would be just head over heels to get a free motorcycle of any kind, let alone one this nice? But to this guy, it's just a joke.
I can't. You know what though?
It looks good though.
It looks so much
Good all black. All black everything.
Great choice, Harley. Shows me exactly what kind of rider you actually want on your bikes. Now, to add insult to injury, let's see how the two non-millionaires did.
Coming out. It's really late, I know, but it's never too late to get excited for motorcycles, right?
Lift it up, boys. Oh, what? The new Street Bob?
I could talk about how just absolutely cringy and forced both Lady Lassen and Jessica Hackett were on film.
They did do the Milwaukee 8. Oh my god.
What? Oh yeah. Milwaukee 8 107.
And it is pure cringe. But they weren't actually any worse at this than people who actually get paid to act.
It's got the Milwaukee 8 engine in it. And that is awesome. Because I love torque.
And I'm sure plenty of you guys who already watched these videos just really want me to make fun of Jessica Hackett for calling it a monochrome shock.
Monochrome shock. Okay. Wow, Harley is getting wild.
But man, it's live video, and guess what? It's really easy to misspeak under pressure. Say what you want about their performance on video. Yeah, it was pretty awful. But at least these girls actually ride motorcycles on a regular basis. And besides Rusty Butcher, who I'm getting to in a minute, they're the only ones on this list who would truly appreciate the opportunity to receive a free Harley Davidson. And this is where I actually get pissed, because the only two normal people on this list, the only two actual bikers, the only two people that Harley Davidson picked who were just regular Joes like you and me, they're the only two people on this list who didn't get to keep their motorcycle. You see, I found out later that Lady Lassen and Jessica Hackett, they were only unveiling the bikes. They didn't actually get to keep them like everybody else. Apparently, Harley decided that they didn't deserve them. A lineup of millionaire douchebags who could buy one of these bikes on a whim, who care so little for their value that they spray paint them on the spot. These are the people that Harley says deserves one of their bikes for free. Lady Lassen, who's a Harley Davidson technician. Jessica Hackett, who, love her or hate her, has arguably done more to get women riding motorcycles than anybody else out there. These are both people who ride Harley Davidsons every day. They're blue-collar people who have to work for their dollar just like you and me. And Harley Davidson says they don't get diddly squat. Sorry for your luck. Try again next time, because apparently Harley Davidson doesn't care about you unless you're a millionaire. It makes you feel as though these bikes aren't for us anymore, that old stereotype really has come true, that the only people Harley Davidson wants on their bikes are doctors and lawyers and movie stars. And that's what makes the death of the Dyna and Rusty Butcher's involvement in this whole thing that much more disappointing. Yes, the Dyna is no more, and I'd say that the Sportster's days are probably numbered as well. So is the new Softail that Harley replaced the Dyna with a bad motorcycle? I'm sure it isn't. I'm sure it's a great bike. I'm sure it's better than the Dyna in a variety of ways. And honestly, that's part of the problem. You see, the Dyna and the Sportster, those are working man's bikes. Stripped down bikes, just the bare essentials. What you see is what you get. 2 wheels, a motor, and a seat. They're a blank canvas that people turn into every bike under the sun, from cafe racers to dual sports. But right out of the gate, these are honest bikes. They're not pretending to be anything they're not. And the new Softail Hybrid is. It's right there in the name. It's pretending to be a hardtail. I'm sure it's a better bike. I'm sure it is. I'm even sure that the new monoshock setup is probably way better than the old DualShock setup on the Dyna. But with all these upgrades, with this whiz-bang new motor and all the electronic bells and whistles, you have created a bike that is better to buy off the showroom floor. You've also created a bike that is going to be much more expensive to initially buy, and a bike that is going to be incredibly more difficult and expensive to modify and make your own. They're taking away the reasons that people wanted these bikes in the first place. And this bloated monstrosity, the Fat Bob, the one that Rusty Butcher unveiled, that whole scenario was extra lame. Rusty Butcher has inspired God knows how many people to get out there and grab a cheap Harley and turn it into something wild. For guys who are famous for turning Sportsters into dirt bikes to pretend to be excited about this gigantic motorcycle called the Fat Bob taking the lead as Harley's flagship performance motorcycle is just beyond the pale. Rusty Butcher didn't need a free motorcycle. They didn't have to take Harley's chocolate, but they did. And seeing them here, it was especially disappointing. It's like going to see Slayer, and instead of a bunch of face-melting guitar solos, you get a full orchestra and tuxedos. Nobody wanted this. I really feel like Harley Davidson is totally alienating its core market. They're telling all us blue-collar guys who really truly love their motorcycles to go ahead and piss off and come back when you can afford something nice. They'll take the millionaires and the movie stars and everybody else that aspires to that status. Those are the people that Harley Davidson wants on its bike, and everybody else can suck a fat one. At least that's how this whole hashtag Freedom Machine Harley Davidson lineup reveal made me feel. I'd love to know how you feel about the subject. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think about Harley's new lineup and their new marketing strategy. I'd love to know if you're excited about any of the new bikes that they revealed. What would you have liked to see in their lineup? Personally, I was hoping for a dual sport based on the Sportster platform, the rebirth of the FXR, and possibly some sort of ADV/touring bike, kind of like the old Buell Ulysses. And if you agreed with what I said here, or I made you laugh even once, why don't you leave a like on this video for me, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Until next time, y'all, keep it weird. Just a little PS on this video. My good buddy here on YouTube, Lee Stewart, also made a video about this same subject, except his is focused more on the death of the Dyna. And for you guys who know Lee Stewart, you know he is a hardcore Dyna enthusiast, and he's always ripping wheelies and doing stunts on them, so he's going to give a really good take on this. I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to his video right here. So go there, check it out, and tell him Shade Tree Surgeon sent you.